Sometimes you feel alone, even after asking, with total sincerity, to share your life with someone who truly sees you. Even after doing the inner work. Why does the silence persist? Why does the life you visualize for yourself always seem out of reach, like the memory of a future that hasn't happened yet? It's easy to look at the space around you and call it emptiness. It's easy to look at the absence of a partner and call it rejection. But the silence you feel now is not blocking love. It is precisely what is creating the capacity to sustain it. And today, we are going to understand why the universe sometimes empties the room exactly before the guest arrives. I know the feeling of waiting. It's a very specific kind of wait, one that seems to follow you throughout your day. You see other people connecting with ease. You see relationships forming around you, sometimes between people who seem less ready, less aware, or less gentle than you. And a quiet voice inside asks, "What is wrong with me?" Maybe you feel like your time has passed, like you missed your chance, or that somehow you've become invisible to what you desire most. You fall asleep with a prayer for connection, and wake up in the same stillness. You tried to force it. You tried to put yourself out there. You tried lowering your standards, thinking maybe you were asking for too much. But every time you did, your spirit pulled back. Every time you tried to fit into a space that was too small, you felt your energy drain away. So you stopped. You withdrew. And now you find yourself in this season of solitude. It feels like a pause. It feels like the world is moving forward while you remain still. But deep down, beneath the frustration and the loneliness, there is a knowing. A small, quiet intuition that tells you this solitude is different. That this is not just about not having a date on a Friday night. You sense, perhaps without words, that something is moving beneath the surface. That the ground is being turned over. There is a reason you feel this way. There is a reason the noise has faded. You are tired of the cycle of trial and error. Tired of giving pieces of your light to people who use it to keep warm and then walk away. Your soul has declared that it is finished with lessons that require pain. And because you're finished with that, everything had to stop. Now, let us enter this stillness together, not to fix it, but to understand what it is building. We were taught that to get what we want, we must chase it, that love is a numbers game, that destiny is something to pursue and conquer by force. But the spiritual laws that govern this universe do not work through force. They work through resonance. Neville Goddard, a master of profound mystical truth, reminded us often, "You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are." This is not judgment, it is mechanics, it is physics. If you are in a state of desperate searching, you can only attract more searching. If you are in a state of lack, the universe can only mirror lack back to you. So what happens when you are ready for true, stable, deeply aligned love? The universe cannot bring it to you if your energy is still charged with echoes of the past. It cannot bring the new if your field is still broadcasting the old. So an interval is created. A pause. That is exactly where you are now. A vibrational waiting period. Not to punish you, but to clear your system of old programs. We are here to change how you see this solitude. To shift from seeing it as a barren desert to seeing it as a construction site. When an architect builds a sanctuary, what is the first thing they do? They clear the land. They remove the debris. They create space. Space is not emptiness. Space is potential. By the end of our time together, you will no longer look at your empty room with sadness. You will look at it with anticipation, knowing who is on their way to fill it. Because silence is not absence. Silence is preparation. Let us touch the central truth of this moment. the loneliness you feel is actually a layer of protection. Think about the relationships you had before, the chaotic energy, the anxiety, the need to prove your worth, the feeling of walking on eggshells. Your nervous system adapted to that. Your body learned that love meant earning. Your energetic field learned that connection meant overcommitting. If you were to meet your divine counterpart now, someone who matched the highest frequency of your soul, while still carrying those old maps, you would not recognize them. Or worse, you would push them away. Because peace feels boring to a nervous system addicted to chaos. Stability feels suspicious to a heart accustomed to betrayal. Before a great union can happen, there must be a great unlearning. Here is the revelation. The universe isolates you to return you to your original frequency. When you are surrounded by noise, opinions, social pressure, and shallow relationships, you become a mixture of frequencies. You broadcast static. To bring someone who fits you perfectly, life must first remind you of who you are. Without the noise, without the mask, you are being stripped of who you pretended to be in order to receive love, so that who you truly are can be revealed and receive real love. Neville taught that we must live in the end. To live in the end of a divine partnership means to feel the safety, validation, and peace of that relationship before it arrives. Can you feel safe while begging for attention? No. Can you feel valid while molding yourself to fill someone else's void? No. So, life removes the audience, removes the distractions, removes the almosts. It creates a vacuum. That vacuum is necessary. It is the only place where you can hear your own tone. When you are alone and stop fighting it, you begin to inhabit your own skin. You begin to realize your own company is pleasant. You begin to validate your own emotions. This is the secret work. This is the wish fulfilled. Not imagining a face, but embodying the feeling of being whole. The person you desire is also looking for someone whole. They are not searching for someone to complete them. They are searching for someone to meet them. Half attracts half. Wholeness attracts wholeness. The loneliness you feel is simply the universe waiting for you to stop looking for the signal outside and start generating it from within. You are not waiting for them. They are waiting for you to finish becoming who you are. And then, in this sacred silence, you discover something unexpected. When you are finally at peace with your own presence, the universe will no longer need to prepare the path, because you will already be walking it. True love does not arrive with noise. It arrives with recognition. And one day when you look into someone's eyes, you will not see a savior. You will see a mirror, and in it, the gentle confirmation that everything was worth it. Because you were never alone. You were finding your way back to yourself. If these words touched something inside you, it is because your soul already knows. The most important journey is not finding someone. It is finding yourself. If you want to keep walking with awareness, with truth and renewed hope, subscribe to the channel. Here, we do not sell dreams. We awaken souls. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next steps of this journey. You are not alone. We are here, walking alongside you.